Welcome to Jersey Reads the Classics, an audiobook podcast delving into the finest works of our literary masters. Unfortunately, it's read by this woman.
What the hell? Who cares? Let's go on an adventure.
Hello, and welcome back to Jersey Reads the Classics with your host, me, Rosa de Candia. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining me again. And, in our little fairy tale theater kind of, production that's going on. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get back to the story of Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales by, the Brothers Grimm. In this episode, we will be reading Cat and Mouse in Partnership. A certain cat had made the acquaintance of a mouse and had said so much to her about the great love and friendship she felt for her that at length the mouse agreed that they should live and keep house together. That is not such a smart move, but let's see, because we don't want to judge appearances or judge people on what we've heard about their kind. Let's see. But we must make a provision for winter, or else we shall suffer from hunger, said the cat. And you, little mouse, cannot venture everywhere, or you will be caught in a trap someday. The good advice was followed, and a pot of fat was bought, but they did not know where to put it. At length, after much consideration, the cat said, "Oh, I know, no place where it will be better stored up than in the church, for no one dares take anything away from there. We will set it beneath the altar and not touch it until we are really in need of it." So the pot was placed in safety, but it was not long before the cat had a great yearning for it and said to the mouse, "I want to tell you something, little mouse. My cousin has brought a little son into the world and has asked me to be godmother." Lies, 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 yeah. "He is white with brown spots, and I am to hold him over the font at the christening." Brother. You know he's lying because he's divulging too much information, saying he's brown with the white with brown spots. When someone divulges way too much information, they're lying. That's like 90%. Think about the times you've lied to somebody and you've overshared. I'm not talking about oversharing like with your friends. I'm talking about when you're trying to get out of something and you just make a big story. You know what I'm talking about. "Let me go out today and you look after the house by yourself." "Yes, yes," answered the mouse. "By all means go. And if you get anything very good, think of me. I should like a drop of sweet red christening wine too." Oh, look at him. He wants a little bit of the christening wine. All this, however, was untrue. We know. Remember, she's waiting for that fat. The cat had no cousin and had not been asked to be godmother. She went straight to the church, stole to the pot of fat, began to look at it, and licked the top of the fat off. Bad form, kitten. Then she took a walk upon the roofs of the town, looked out for opportunities, and then stretched herself in the sun and licked her lips whenever she thought of that pot of fat. And not until it was evening did she return home. And if you're going to lie, you better do a good lie. Here she was. She didn't just go eat the fat. She waited all day. She took in the sun. She took her time. She made it like she was celebrating at the christening. And she was not. "Well, here you are again," said the mouse. "No doubt you have had a merry day." "All went off well," answered the cat. "What name did they give the child?" "Top off," said the cat quite coolly. "Top off?" cried the mouse. That's actually kind of funny. Top off, because she took the top off the fat. "That is a very odd and uncommon name. Is it a usual one in your family?" "What does it matter?" said the cat. "It is no worse than Crumb Stealer, as your godchildren are called." Oh, don't you love it? He's being called out in the line. And then he's trying to throw it back at the mouse. You see what he did there? Because the mouse is like, "That's a weird fucking name." And he's like, "Yeah, well, it's no different than Crumb Stealer, like your godchildren." And it's like, how are you going to flip that shit back? You notice that? You notice when people lie to you or do something wrong, they try to throw that shit back in your face. That's what the cat's doing. She's a devious cat. Before long, the cat was seized by another fit of longing. Here we go. She said to the mouse, "You must do me a favor and once more manage the house for a day alone. I am again asked to be godmother, and as the child has a white ring around his neck, I cannot refuse." What does that have to do with you being the godmother that has a white ring? First it's white with the brown spots, now it's got a white ring around the neck. Once again, too much information, lying. The good mouse consented. good and stupid mouse. But the cat crept behind the town walls to the church and devoured half the pot of fat. Nothing ever seems so good as what one keeps to oneself, said she, and was quite satisfied with her day's work. When she went home, the mouse inquired, "And what was this child christened?" "Half done," answered the cat. "Half done? What are you saying? I never heard the name in my life. I'll wager anything it is not in the calendar of saints." "Of course not, you dumb ass." Well, should I say you dumb mouse? The cat's mouth soon began to water for some more licking. "All good things go in threes," said she. "I am asked to stand godmother again." "Okay, are you kidding with me, with the mouse?" "The child is quite black, only it has white paws. But with that exception, it has not a single white hair on its whole body. This only happens once every few years. You will let me go, won't you?" "Top off, half done," answered the mouse. "They are such odd names. They make me very thoughtful." I guess not thoughtful enough that you're realizing you're thinking, where's the cat going? Again, 3 times. "You sit at home," said the cat, "in your dark gray fur coat and long tail, and are filled with fancies. That's because you do not go out in the daytime." During the cat's absence, the mouse cleaned the house and put it in order, but the greedy cat entirely emptied the pot of fat. "When everything is eaten up, one has some peace," said she to herself, and well filled and fat, she did not return home till night. Okay. The mouse at once asked what name had been given to the 3rd child. "It will not please you more than the others," said the cat. "He is called All Gone." "All Gone!" cried the mouse. "That is the most suspicious name of all. I have never seen it in print. All Gone? What can that mean?" And she shook her head, curled herself up, and lay down to sleep. From this time forth, no one invited the cat to be godmother. Coinky dinkus. But when the winter had come, and there was no longer anything to be found outside, the mouse thought of their provision and said, "Come, cat, we will go to our pot of fat, which we have stored up for ourselves. We shall enjoy that." "Yes," answered the cat. "You will enjoy it as much as you would enjoy sticking that dainty tongue of yours out of the window." They set out on their way, but when they arrived, the pot of fat certainly was still in its place, but it was empty. "Alas," said the mouse, "now I see what has happened. Now it comes to light. You are a true friend. You have devoured all when you were standing godmother. First top off, then half done, then—" "Will you hold your tongue?" cried the cat. "One word more, and I will eat you too." "All Gone" was already on the poor mouse's lips. Scarcely had she spoken it before the cat sprang on her, seized her, and swallowed her down. And that is the way of the world. The end. You know, I said fairy tales usually are so happy and light. This is a short one. Packs a punch. But it's a good lesson. Ooh, that poor little mouse. She's stuck in a cat's fat belly with all that other fat. Now the mouse is really going to have the fat. Well, that fat has been digested a long time ago. Okay, people. Not the happiest of endings, but a lesson for all of us. And what are we here for? Some woo-woo out of it. It's the lesson of when someone shows you or tells you who they are, believe them. There's that saying, right? The mouse got into a partnership with a cat. Cats eat mice. Mice should know this. The mouse does know this. But the cat was bestowing all these compliments and shit on the mouse and making it all lovey-dovey and was kind of, putting it on thick. And the mouse was like, I'll give him the benefit of doubt. Now, mind you, I do believe in giving people sometimes second chances. However, we do know with when it is your predator, right? It is your predator. It may not be the best thing to give that one a second chance. But the cat did 3 times, not once only, not twice, but thrice. And the mouse chose to stay in the dark. That was the choice on the mouse. And you're going to say, well, the cat was devious. Yes, but the mouse did have a choice either to wake up when the mouse heard these ridiculous names, and the mouse was like becoming thoughtful and like, okay, and yet still trusted the cat. And then we saw how it happened. So in our lives, let's think about the times when we've met somebody Or we've heard about somebody from somebody, and we've heard from more than one person. This person's a little shady. Just be careful how you deal with them. And then you're like, you know what? I'm meeting with them. At this point, I don't want to do hearsay because that's somebody else's opinions. And I do believe that you should always give somebody the benefit of the doubt. Because sometimes when people walk away from other people, they badmouth them just to badmouth them. Or maybe they're dealing with them was shady. So we'll give them that. And there's nothing wrong with saying, well, I'm going to meet them. They seem to be nice, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes that person and you click. And then perhaps you plan something with that person, or they flake out on you, or they're supposed to do something for you and they don't. And you're kind of like, wait a second. All right. I was warned about this person and now it's happened to me. So now you have forethought, hearsay, and you have an experience. Does it mean that you send this person to the gallows and you kill them and all that? No. But you should be put on attention. You know the saying, burn me once, shame on you, burn me twice, shame on me. It is up to us to discern, is this a person I can continue to trust? So I'm going to encourage you to think about those times, whether it was a relationship you were in with somebody, okay, partners, a friendship, a familial relationship, because sometimes you have family members that do shady shit too, vice versa, or even a work situation, a colleague or a boss or an employee. And, first off, we have to always trust our gut. If something doesn't sit right with you, we've talked about this, so we're not going to go in on it, then walk away. But if red flags, one, okay, you're like, okay, let me notate that. Then a second, you got to get the hints. This mouse never took the hint, so I'm just going to encourage you to think about the times you didn't take the hint, and then how did that situation end up? But I think it really behooves us to cut people off or situations off when they don't serve us and they're serving us in a malevolent way, and it actually is a disservice to us. So this is a cautionary tale of just being on guard when you've heard about someone or you've had one failing with the person and you've chosen, I'll give you a second time, and it happens again, my friend, it's on you. So this is really, for me, the cat and mouse in partnership is a reminder to us all to trust our gut. If hearsay, I don't always believe in gossip. So, if someone though tells you, like, listen, it's a really good friend says I've had dealings with this person, your friend's not going to lie to you. They're going to want to protect you. But when somebody's blabbing about somebody, also look at the source. If it's not such a good friend, you could be like, well, I don't know if I'm going to take this person's word for it. And you should obviously always go with your own gut and your own dealings with someone. But my next thing is to at least cut it off sooner than later, because at the end of the day, you're going to wish you had cut it off, and you're going to feel more badly about yourself being hoodwinked than you saying, screw this person, I don't trust them. I know they're shady. They've already pulled one thing on me. I'm giving them a second chance. After this, I'm done. Be done with them. Be gone. Be done, be done, be done. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't serve you. And that's energy that you're also going to put your trust and faith into somebody that doesn't deserve it. And that energy, that trust and faith can go into somebody else or another relationship you're looking to have flourish, or just even yourself. So I think it's really important for all of us. When someone tells you or shows you who they are, believe them. That, all these sayings, I keep pulling all these adages and sayings out of my back pocket or out of the air, and you don't think about them, but it's truth. Someone will tell you up front 9 times out of 10, like, oh yeah, when they first meet you, they'll be like, oh yeah, I have this friend, but I don't do this and you're just like, that's shitty. So it's like, why would you want to continue being a friend with them? Because it's like, yeah, you're doing that to your own friends. I definitely don't want to be around you. Or if you get into a work situation and you see how this employer is and you're just like how he's treating other people, and you're just like, wait a second, if he's treating or he or she is treating somebody else like that and doing this shady shit behind their backs, they're doing that to me too. So what I'm going to say is, pay attention to the red flags. First, pay attention to your gut. And if your gut is misleading you, or you don't know how to pay attention to that, that's fine too. But don't let too many red flags come up before you cut that shit off. So poor mouse, he got eaten up. You don't need to get eaten up, because what happens sometimes when a situation doesn't work out, once again, we walk away feeling like an asshole. We walk away feeling like a schmuck. I can't believe I was hoodwinked by this person. I can't believe this happened. And you don't need that. It's not, and actually, I also think when we have been duped by somebody, you know what? It means you just were trusting. Doesn't mean you were a bad person. You just were trusting. So I also think we have to discern who earns their trust. And that's another thing to encourage you to think about who's worthy of your trust, who's worthy of your time, and who's worthy of your respect. And when you can discern that, what happens, those people that are shady as shit don't even come into your life because you're like, nah, I see the bullshit on you. And I value myself. No. Oh, yes, you're worth it. And that's what I think is important. So even though this was a short little tale, it was a cautionary tale. And once again, I just want to say, take care of yourself, know your worth, set your boundaries, trust your gut, read the red flags, read the room, and if someone tells you who they are or shows you who they are at first, believe them. They're not lying. Trust me, they're not lying. So on that note, this may be a short episode because at the end of the day, it was a short tale, but I do think I've honed in on the lesson of you paying attention to the red flags. Danger. This is a no-go because it's all about you calling into your existence the people that are worthy of your time. You remember, your vibe attracts your tribe. So if you don't discern or let people earn your trust and faith and respect in them, then anybody can come by and get into your good graces without them having to work for it. And work for it means just being a good person, because you're a good person doesn't mean you have to trust every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Larry. But except if it's Larry David. Oh, I do love me some Larry David. I don't know. I think I've admitted that. I'm going to go off on a little tangent. My huge Hollywood crush, or whatever you call celebrity crush, is Larry David. I love that man. I love Larry David. Larry, can you hear me? Larry, can you see me? Anyway, point is this. Trust in yourself, trust in your gut, read the red flags, read the room, and remember, never go into a partnership with someone who's your enemy or who's your predator. Okay, you know what I'm saying? And so with that all being said, my friends, you have a blessed day, staying in the flow of who you are, staying in gratitude, magic, and all that good stuff, knowing you are enough, you are worthy, and you are loved. And until we read